Hello, Olo again. Nuggets of wisdom again. My topic today is 5 lessons I learned recovering from divorce. This is part of my Mindshift series. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. Well, please like, share, hit the notification bell for new content. Please help a brother out. I have 819 subscribers. I need another 110 to make me 1,000 subscribers. So let's end the year with the bang, the 1,000 subscribers. I hope this blesses you. This topic here is very personal to me. But if you know anything about this channel, it's about wisdom, it's about knowledge, it's about understanding. And I'm getting to this point that as I'm growing older, I don't want to tell you so many times, I just had the birthday just passed. I want to see how I can impart some knowledge to my brothers going through divorce. I want to see how I can probably can leverage my experience. That I know there's not one experience is the same. I do get that and I understand that. But maybe, just maybe, one of my lessons that I learned might just help you. Maybe, just maybe, if you're going to navigate this area of divorce, you may find a way or find a soft landing to land. It's never going to be a soft landing. It's going to be hard, but I just believe sometimes it might just be one point that can make a difference. Before I go on, there's a study shows in the United States of America there are 277 divorces per hour, and there are one divorce per 13 seconds. So while I finish this statement, by the time I finish another minute, somebody has filed for divorce, or somebody's going through divorce, or somebody finalized their divorce. This is not a fun thing to talk about. It's not something to brag about. It's not something to have fun about. Nobody wins when you get divorced. And the worst people that actually suffer from this are the children. Especially if you have a young family and you have children coming out of that marriage, it's the hardest thing you can do. And I want to just don't talk about it, just talking out above my head. I think mine was 2010, 2011, if my mind serves me correctly. It's been a while. But it's the hardest thing to look at my 11-year old and 9-year-old at the time. I know that I will no longer be under the same roof with them. That I will no longer be able to tuck them to bed, read them stories, pray with them before they go to bed. That me and them will never can be together because whatever happens, there's no blame game here. It's just what I saw, and because I'm really of an empath, I want to put myself in that 11-year-old, 9-year-old mind frame. What were they thinking? What only God knows what they were going through during this period. I'm not saying here to brag or say anything. It is the hardest situation, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. Doesn't matter. Divorce is a lose-lose proposition. There's nobody winning here. Yes, there may be some material wealth split up. There may be the house done. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's a divorce. And the bigger problem, I don't think what people don't really understand is that when I say I do and I get married to somebody, that means your family and my family is coming together. Maybe the in-laws on the other side, the uncles and the aunts on the other side, all of y'all coming together. When there's a divorce, there's a tearing apart of that same fabric, even if especially if it's a long-term marriage. That means the family friends that Used to be even then you put all your friends and family in a different uh, position because somebody that's going to go with the other person, the whole 9 years. So it's not a fun thing to do at all. It's not. I mean, it's horrible. So let me go further with my studies. 277 divorces per hour, 46,253 divorces per week, and 2,419,196 divorces per year in the United States of America. So when you look at that, don't just look at those numbers. Look at how many families are being torn apart. Look at how many children are being traumatized. Look at that every income that has been stripped down either from the husband or the wife. Look at um, emotional turmoil, physical turmoil, financial. The list goes on. But in some cases, it could not be avoided. It just has to happen. Doesn't mean I like it. I don't enjoy it. But it was the most craziest time in my life. Living in a nice house, then you have to find a place where you're going to live. Not seeing your children was crazy. And I can tell you that hindsight is 2020. Everybody's going to react to it differently. But what I'm telling you, I wish I knew what I'm telling you now. I wish I knew it then, because I was just going through the motions. I was going through confusion. I was going through me not understanding what's going on. You have to realize I married pretty young. I was in my 20s, right? So I've known this person since I was in my 20s. I had children together, homework, school, activities, the whole 9 years just got screwed up. It's horrible. So enough of that. I was giving you a story what happened about my divorce. I can go on and on and on, but that will not actually answer the question. Olu, how did you recover? What were the things that happened on the way? What were the lessons learned during that time? So let's start. My number one point, that number one lesson I learned recovery from divorce, is that do not lose yourself in the process. I know you say, oh, that's easy said than done. Because what actually happens is that you're so down on yourself. Like for me, it was bad. Where especially when you have a long-term marriage, there's commingling with money, commingling with accounts. Didn't know where the accounts is. Do you know what? It was a hot mess. Finding a place to live, finding a place to stay. You know, and sometimes in my case, it wasn't it wasn't like there was an adequate planning. It's not like you sat down one day saying, "I'm planning to divorce." So that's another story for another day. But number one thing you have to do during the lessons I learned from enough, do not lose yourself. Do not forget yourself. This is the time that is paramount for self care. Self care does not mean that you have money to splurge on a spa or go to the gym. It just might be having a good friend to lie on, a friend you can talk to, somebody who's been on your side, somebody you can understand. Do not lose yourself. Even if you're broken, you're hurting, find somebody who's gonna be your soft place to land. Number two, this is crazy. I know you may say, "Oh, I go for a divorce. Why this number two? Why should I do this?" You have to find joy in rebuilding your life. You have to find joy in rebuilding your life. And it might be small things. Don't wait for, if you have been living in a plush neighborhood before and you now have to downsize, this is not the time to actually ridicule everything you're going through. I'll give you my own example. When I moved to my first apartment in New Jersey, I've probably said this before. When I was coming, the whole apartment was not more than probably a size sitting room where I was living before I came there. I started understanding getting joy from buying a TV stand. It was that ridiculous. I mean, you had a house, but you know, little laid out, get a community, a lot of land behind it. Now you're now living in a small place. It was easy for me to now say, you know what? Oh, I regret what happened. Doesn't mean you regret it, but I started enjoying little things. I enjoy buying a TV stand. I enjoy buying my new pot. It wasn't easy. I try and enjoy me rebuilding my life again. I'm not where I need to be, but I'm much happier because I enjoy small processes. Number 3, we're so hard on each other. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some understanding. It doesn't matter what's coming against you. I'm not saying it's easy, but you got to give yourself, you did a good job today. Only you handled that properly. You got to give yourself grace. You see, because I used to be very hard on myself. And you see, we live in a society that is fixated with results than giving ourselves grace, than giving ourselves, be able to even laugh at your own self. So when I go out and I can afford a meal, I was happy. I started, okay, it's my mistake. Something happened. It's my problem. I give myself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself leeway. We're so hard on ourselves. Because and we being hard on ourselves not even about us. It's about what people are going to think about us. Which is ridiculous. Number 4. You have taken years. You built this thing for 15 years. It's now crumbled. Maybe my case was 15 years. Some people got longer marriages. Now you have to rebuild. Whatever you accumulated in their marriage didn't happen overnight. And do not rush to get back where you used to be. Leads me to my next point. Pace yourself. Don't rush in to do things that you don't want to do. Don't rush in to go show off with the next person. It makes absolutely no sense. Give yourself a breather. I'm learning things right now. Learn to sit down by yourself and do nothing. Learn to do one thing today and achieve that one thing and make sure you achieve it and be happy about it. Pace yourself. It makes no sense to be rushing over what has happened. Bro, you've been hit hard. So there's no time to just go up and nobody quickly recovers for something that has happened over a period of time. It takes time. Lastly, this has to do with the children. If you have children in a relationship, this is a lesson I learned. No matter what the other spouse say, you're the man in the family, because men, one thing we've learned, we are not good at relationships. We're not wired or built that particular way. Leading to our last point. If you have children in that relationship, do everything in your power to create a relationship or rebuild a relationship with your children. I am not going to say it's going to be easy. I'm not here to tell you it's going to be easy. But build that relationship. Then, a sub point on that. When you're building a relationship, focus on the main point. You see, if you want to get in, they said the women actually have more words than men. So where you come in as a man is to narrow what they're saying to one line. This is what I normally would do. What is the problem? How are we going to solve it? When are we going to do it? Done. Every other thing is a sideshow. Period. Did I say it's easy? Absolutely not. But at least if you go in there with the notion that you're going to negotiate, now the marriage is not loving now, it's become a business. It was a business before, now it's real business. Now we've got to put everything down on paper. So my brothers, my sisters, this is my 5 lessons I learned while recovering from divorce. This is not a nice topic to talk about. This is not the kind of topic a lot of us like talking about. This is not a sexy topic to talk about. But I think, to my brothers, this is very necessary. Please, always again, like, share, hit the notification bell for new content. God bless. I'm out.